Are we Gucci or nah? Or nah? Or nah? Or nah? Should be? Gucci or nah? Okay. It's crazy. If you get out of the habit for like a day or two of your typical routine, that fucking throws you off, or at least me. I'm all over the place. But let's get things going here. We should probably see where we last got off, right? I don't even remember at this point. It's been a few days. We got a decent amount of things to catch up on. Okay, cool. Okay. Oh. Is that the wrong link? Or is it? Oh, it's called. The thing is named incorrectly. I see. Let's rename that. Let's rename the stream. Okay. I changed it on here, right? Yes. So last one was the 12th then. Today's the 16th. Okay, noted. Let's give this a refresh. Okay, amazing, amazing. That should do it. I think that should do it. Let's close this. Also, yeah, yesterday, damn, I recorded one hell of a juice box. Damn near 30-minute yap. Early yesterday, like 6 a.m. Mega nerd out. I was talking about options expiry. I was looking at all the gamma levels, right? Like, I took notes, right? Typically, the juice boxes were kind of just sitting here at the end of the night, just blabbing tired. No, this thing was wide awake, right? Pre-planned everything. Mike was muted. Mike was muted. Sat here talking to myself the whole time. Like a huge fail. Also mega juicy because I was talking about us rolling over here. Then we ended up going yeet. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, anyways, let's get caught up, y'all. I'm gonna move to this. Well, I should update our levels first, then we'll do everything. Well, it's not gonna be a particularly long stream. Boom, 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 boom. It's an outside day to the downside. Interesting. Curious to see how the open interest is looking after this. Cause I'll get into a sec, but yeah, I got into a bunch of shorts when we were like nuking. But like my link one is like this thing is fucking what's going on here, right? Need to do the last level. We didn't do the last one, right? No. 7, 43, 4. Okay. Okay, in terms of the trades, yeah, these are the shorts. These are the current shorts. Shout out to the math. Shout out to the math. Yeah, this link one though. I'm being pretty gritty with these in terms of the TPs. Cause like I do think we're still doing it in the like lower still ultimately. Yeah, definitely gonna be pretty mindful of this. I'll also make sure to set an alarm up here. So we'll definitely start to close some of this thing out and not just round trip the whole thing. In the case where we do reverse here for whatever reason. Don't know if that's looking likely or not. Let's get caught up on the data first before we investigate that question. And in terms of what we're seeing, what we said the last day was what, the 12th, right? I think that means that we streamed. We must have streamed this day, Wednesday. But anyways, whatever. Like, this whole pump was looking real sus, right? Like, bearish divs everywhere, just like open interest, nuking, like clearly just people getting squeezed out. Like, not looking particularly bullish by any means, in my opinion. And then we started like rolling over hard, and then the PPI came out, right? And then like everything started like nuking, so. Not really much to add other than that, right? Kind of just been a continuation downwards ever since then. Bum 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 bum. Let's close this. We got Jackson at hole next week. Interesting. Well, yeah, I also got into like an ETH short. When I got into all these shorts, I also got into an ETH one, but I ended up getting got. So it's a bit of a feels bad in that regard because we did miss out on a juicy short here. We'll just look at this data. Cause I don't know when I gotta go, so any moment might be a later. So ideally we look at this data pretty soon, do a juice box pretty soon, then just kind of let things flow from there. Also, probably the last time streaming for like a week. or 2. Almost certainly a week. 2 is a lot more questionable, but boom, 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 boom. Why do I wear the hoodie? Didn't you already ask this before? Didn't you already ask this? I'm having like deja vu right now. Yeah, cause didn't you tell me to go watch the Batman thing after? Is there a way to see that? The channel activity is... Oh yeah, it is. I can see it. Interesting. Never asked this before. I'm looking at it right now. What do you mean? I did. Good memory. Yeah, I do have a good memory, right? Some might say it's elite. Where's my water at? Damn, where's my water at? Is my water not anywhere in here? Oh. No, but it's just for the headphones more than anything, right? Just comfortable. Just chilling. Because I don't know if you've ever worn the same headphones repeatedly without a hoodie on, but they get nasty as fuck, right? Nasty as fuck. Like hairs, like all kind of like skin cells in there. Just, and also it's uncomfortable on your ears and whatnot. This way, like I can wear this like all day and just not really give it much thought. But let me go find my water bottle, because I have no water in here, so it's gonna get dry pretty quick. I remember now you watched that Bane clip. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm trying to look like Bane from the back. Thick, right? Muscles everywhere. Show it to Bane. What were we doing? We got the data, the math. Show it to the math. For you. Yeah, that's a pretty good movie actually. Not that I've watched a whole lot, but that one was definitely one of the more memorable ones in my lifetime. Man, these like DJ Marco's AI like EDM club songs. I've been listening to these literally all day at the gym. It got me laughing in there, laughing. Show to the math. Okay, we'll look at the rest of this data if it ever loads. Then we'll start probably looking at a juice box, right? Real talk, why doesn't your stream have more viewers in your opinion? I mean, I could list you like a million of them. Why? My question is, why would you think it would have a lot of viewers? I'm sitting here, literally all I do is come into this room, sit down, and press start stream. Like no short form content, no clips, no nothing, no. Half the time I'm not even like talking, or I'm sitting here chilling, doing my own thing, because no one's here. Not particularly interesting, is it? I don't think most people can be bothered to be looking around on YouTube and see a video that has a 4-hour duration and be like, yeah, I'm gonna go watch that. Especially when the title is just a number, like 816 live stream. I can do a lot of things, to be honest, and I've given it some thought, but just like not really a priority, right? End of the day. Like, I haven't even started doing giveaways. Can you imagine? Start throwing out the bird food? Boy? We haven't even gotten to the good shit yet. Boom, 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 boom. But, I mean, honestly, to me this is perfectly fine. Because, like, I'm not streaming to make money, right? So if I have to pick between not making money and having a handful of people that you have like in-depth intellectual conversations with, and then just like 1,000 people that are all going crazy and just I don't know what's going on in the chat kind of thing. Not be the same experience. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see, right? People completely boring and don't engage viewers of thousands. Makes no sense to me. I'm not sure. I've never really watched streamers on YouTube. Because the other thing about YouTube, compared to, at least in my experience, let's just go on and look at it right now, actually. Because when I used to play video games, like, discoverability of streamers on YouTube was like, I don't even know. Even now, like, where do you go to find streams on here? Live, I guess the live section, but like there's no sections, right? Like Twitch, finding a live stream for something that you're interested in is way easier, right? You just go to the section and then it's sorted by viewers, or they auto recommend. But this YouTube UI for live, I don't know what's going on. There's no sections or anything, just a bunch of random streams that I'm looking at right now. You can't filter by viewers. You can't filter by. There's literally no filtering of any source. Maybe I'm on the wrong page. I don't know. Oh, possible, right? I'm an idiot. Well, I definitely was on the wrong page. Okay, that makes more sense. I was gonna say it can't be that bad, can it? But even then, this is shit. This is, at the end of the day, it's the same problem. I don't know how they haven't addressed this after so long, right? Because this was like an issue people were complaining about like literally like 5+ years ago. I don't know how Kick is. I've never been on Kick. What's the link? Is it just kick.com? Yeah. Well, see, yeah, this is a lot more like Twitch, right? It's just like you can immediately tell the difference in like the UI designers. Going from the YouTube one to this is an immediately huge difference. I get where you're coming from, it's appreciated. What we're referring to, but true. As people on Twitch just filter about whatever video game they like watching. And even now it doesn't stream correctly. No, but even like the just chatting section, like right now I look at the Kick just chatting section. Oh, I see how they do it. So there's tags. Oh, interesting. Is Twitch the same way? Out of curiosity. Oh, it is. Okay, cool. See, like, yeah, this is way better, like, design than the YouTube one, right? Like, I immediately go to the chatting section, so I know like the general gist of what I'm gonna be looking at. I can filter by whatever. Like, what do they have? You have viewers and you have recommended, and you can do language, and then each one also has like tags with it. Whereas the YouTube one, just a bunch of random streams. You know what I was thinking of doing? Something I mentioned the other day actually in chat, of like multi-streaming, just doing them all at once. No reason not to. I just need to configure it. I was looking into the programs that offer it, because there's a lot of them that you download and it's like a service that's supposed to be doing it for you. I don't know if I trust them. They're all like closed source, third-party software made by I don't know who. I'm not trying to be doing anything with any kind of crypto wallet with some foreign software on my computer. I'm trying to get got. So if I can find an open source one that's like on GitHub and read all the code, okay, true. Or maybe not even need it. Maybe we can just run multiple instances of OBS. Anyways, another problem for another day. Right now, we'll worry about that later. Also, I need my tablet to write stuff down. Shit. Should I become a full-time streamer? Start doing React content and whatnot? Just sitting here roasting people? People at my old work used to tell me to do that. Not to roast people, but to like just stream and just do like React content. Because whenever they'd be in the office talking about shit, I'll always be straight trolling right the whole time. It's a massive troll in the workplace. I don't give a fuck, right? Is there any danger from open source code? Yeah. Like, what wouldn't there be? There's been multiple times where like people have almost like snuck in like critically damaging Trojan horses into like Linux like live distribution. So imagine something that's like not nearly as thoroughly vetted as that. Like the person on this Linux thing, they did the long con. It's believed to be like a North Korean spy / Chinese spy. But they live in the U.S. like their whole life. They got a degree in the computer science, and then they were working as a like they were a maintainer of the repo for Linux. And it got to the point where they were the ones that were approving commits or not. And one day they made a commit where they like snuck in spyware into like the Linux distribution, and it was actually live. And then somebody found it like instantly, and that's how it got caught. But the thing is, the only reason the guy even found it was like the weirdest thing. Like, I forgot what he was doing. Whatever, he was running something on his computer that was like very CPU intensive. And then he installed the new version of Linux, and like, it was no longer working because something with the operating system was like draining so much resources. And then he went on like this like deep dive nerding out to see like what was going on, and that's when he found that this like random thing was running in the background, like feeding information. And then that's how all this got uncovered. Surely dishwasher automatically checked. Yeah, but like in the case of that, like that was literally like a case of national security, right? Like cyber hacking, digital warfare. Like there are countries that literally have spies living here like their entire life. So stuff like that's definitely possible. But and the thing is, like, you also have to keep in mind, like, okay, that's possible in something like Linux. Well, then imagine this random fucking multi-streaming Twitch kick software made by some random person on GitHub. Obviously you're gonna want to like kind of get a glance at what's going on there before you using it. 0 day, 0 day exploits. Oh yeah, that never finished loading the rest of these. At the end of the day, like, it's pretty unlikely there's anything wrong with that thing, right? But I'm still not gonna risk it. What would you say are top 3 nations spying America? I have no clue. I don't know. Probably China. Probably China #1. China, Russia. Some Middle Eastern entity, or like European entity, like Germany. I don't know. I'm sure there's a bunch from all of them. And vice versa. I'm sure we have a bunch over there as well. Germany's not Middle Eastern. Yeah, I know. I was just saying like something from like Middle East, like, and Europe. I'd imagine most countries with like established intelligence agencies are probably dabbling in that, right? South Korea too. That's a pretty big one, right? Like, I don't know if it's just like kind of some bias thing in the news and you don't hear about other cases, but it seems like that Lazarus hacker group out of South or like North Korea is like always getting shit done, right? they're always hitting a lick somewhere. So obviously they got something going on, right? A look at the order book. What the hell? How much is that? Interesting. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, being a spy would be sweet. Or a sniper, right? How would being a sniper would be sick. I love that one movie growing up. What was it? Shooter? Yeah, Shooter with Mark Wahlberg. The opening scene in that movie when they're like sniping all those people from like on top of the mountain, like driving in the Humvees. Elite. Elite. That would have been your boy if I was in the army, I'm telling you. Telling you. I'll be hitting trick shots in real life. Like I'll be competing for the longest snipe kill record. Just for the lulz. What was the other movie with a sniper? The old school one, the World War II one? That movie was elite too. I remember watching it in high school. We had to watch it in school. It was like Enemy at the Gates or something, right? Yeah, Enemy at the Gates. Oh my god. Oh my god, right? Right from the very first scene when he's like sniping the guy as like the bombs are going off to like cover the sound of the gun. I'm like, okay. Okay. This is my type of movie. And then when his boy gets sniped trying to hop across the building, one building to the other, just gets dome split. Oh my gosh. What other sniper movies were there? I always love these kind of movies. What's the one with the guy that has like the crazy memory, like the trained soldier? Like the Bourne series, right? Bourne Identity and whatnot. Those are also pretty sick. They don't make them like that anymore. I'm not sure. The thing is, I don't watch TV or movies anymore, so it's hard to say. Like, I don't have like enough of like a sample size of like recent shows on TV or movies to even know. Like, what's the last movie I even watched in the theaters? I don't even. Couldn't even tell you. It's either like the most recent Star Wars or something that I'm forgetting. Need to rewatch the Bourne films. Yeah, they were really good. I'm looking through a list to see if I can see any other ones. Because there's also a lot of movies that aren't like specifically about sniping, but like, you know, it's about getting down. Shootouts non-stop. Like a lot of like the bank robbery movies, right? Those are always pretty sick. TV's so bad these days, I don't even keep up. I've never been a TV person. Like, video games took hold of me like way too young of an age. No, I never even got the chance to get into TV. I didn't even own a TV at this house as an adult. Like, if you guys ever see the Terry in the chat, you can ask him because he was the one telling me to buy a TV. Because they'd always be at my house and they're like, dude, you don't have a TV. And I'm like, you mad? Or no? Eventually I bought one. Just so they stop crying. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, what else was a pretty good, decent movie recently? What's that, like, bald UK guy who's like on all the action movies? Oh, damn it. Jason Statham or something, correct? Yeah, okay. Yeah, Wrath of Man, I like that one a lot. Also, the Fast and Furious, I've always had like a soft spot for that. Those are my favorite movies growing up, like the Fast and Furious 1 through 4, like that, because at the time those were the ones that were out. I have the box set of those 4 movies. The only movies I've ever bought on DVD was Fast and Furious. We're the same age. I haven't had a TV since I lived with my parents 16 years ago. Yeah, I'm not really, like, to me, TV is always a... Like, if I'm dating somebody and we're chilling after dinner or, like, whatever after work and they want to watch TV, or, like, after going out on the weekend, then, like, yeah, I'll watch TV. But, like, I never on my own, never. Snatch? Which one was Snatch? The name is definitely familiar. Oh, I see it right here. Have I seen this? I must have seen it, just can't remember. Let's just read the plot real quick. Maybe not. Oh yeah, Ocean's 11, those were really good. Like the whole Ocean series. I mean, it seems like we're right, alright? Our theory that they're not as good nowadays seems to be correct. Because I'm looking at all these top lists, and they're never, like, new movies. So the question is, like, A, is it because they haven't been around long enough to be considered good? And extend the test of time? And B, is there any bias with the people writing these? Or, like, is it just people our age writing these reviews? And all of us are biased in some way. Possible. Anyways, enough movies, enough movie yapping. Look at the open interest finally. We'll return to that later.
I might ladder from the 6-6 clean. Then that more down to 7-8 mean. Pull back wicked,
Mm.
start stress. I stay cool, that wick so blessed. She roll my wood while I count these racks. Price touch once, ain't never come back. We don't chase, we place them chill.
Rotten Tomatoes user score versus Rotten Tomatoes critic score.
Price come dance. Hit that field, now I'm in advance. Entry sweet like a late night text.
Well, one just everybody and the other one's the critics, I suppose. I mean, I guess it makes sense given what you wrote.
Math got me armed like I'm holding a drum. 618, yeah, that spark my thrill. 75 hit, I'm way too chill. Pull back, moving like you know my play. I'm just chilling, watch the tape replay. They rush by as I wait for the K.
I've heard that this weapons movie right now that I'm seeing on this site has been pretty popular. Both online and I heard somebody mention in person. So usually when you get that duo combo, usually something there.
Hit that fib, now I'm in advance. Entry sweet like a late night text. Wick touch deep, now the chart say bless. Golden bounce, hold and run. Math got me armed like I'm holding a drum.
You know, the other thing I noticed about the last time I went to the movies is like all the movies were like continuations of like pre-existing series, and none of them like almost, well, I'm sure like one or two of them were, but like almost all of them were part of like an older series, like Jurassic Park, Superman, blah blah blah. There wasn't anything like new.
Yeah, Marcos, you sure of that? Ha! Bottom in, baby. Now we dancing.
I'm curious if they're like forced to do that, right? It's like a way to like attract people to things that are familiar. It's always 10 to 1. Which one's which? Is the popcorn meter, is that the people? Is that what the user score is? The description's not very well written. The popcorn meter is the percentage of users who rated this 2.5 stars or higher. Okay. Whatever these two ratings are, clearly there's some discrepancy going on here with these. And sometimes the spread's quite large. This one's 93 to 60. Anyways, it's weird to me that new ideas just disappeared from Hollywood films. So many remakes, restarts of franchises. You know, I wonder if they're gonna be able to like take famous actors of the past, like Arnold Schwarzenegger in his prime, and make like an AI movie with them in the future. Probably will, right?
Candle wicks, zones hit deep, then it rips. Told him I went off the wrist, not a ghost, I exist in the script. From the dark to the data, no love, just layers. They chase, I calculate.
In terms of this thing, okay. No, there's like a lot of longs here and a lot of longs like right here. These guys are all underwater, right? And these ones approaching in the scope. Definitely gonna stick to my gun to the head statement. If they ever make it AI, what are we been watching at that point? I think AI shows one is gonna be like way better. Cause like imagine. Okay, there's a prerequisite required that this thing has some decent amount of contextual information about you as a person. Assuming that threshold is met. It can make some pretty good content tailored just for you. And it can also like help really expand your horizons, right? Because you can get it to like if it knows that you know, then it knows that you don't know. So you can kind of explore that whole avenue of like, what haven't I seen? What kind of movies have I not dabbled in before that I may like? Or topics that I haven't learned about that may seem interesting. I'm a huge advocate for AI. I use it every day. An unbelievable amount. I was talking to somebody about this yesterday because we were hanging out in person, and anytime I wanted to like figure something out, I just immediately go to ChatGPT. And they're saying how people that they know, like I'm the only person they know that does that, which I found odd. Boom, 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 boom. It's not human portraying a story who would go to the effort of learning the script and learning to act. How can I be even slightly certain they're sincere in what it's saying? Oh, there's not gonna be actors either. It's gonna be all the generated video. What do you mean? No need for actors. That's the other thing, right? Not only will the AI be able to plot, or like put together like a plot that fits you, but even like the visual, like let's say you're in a dating app and you typically swipe on this kind of female more than others, like they'll know that, right? And like the characters in the movies will be tailored to that. Boom, boom. Plus, like, think about it. Would you want an actor, or would you want? Okay, we'll make the assumption that the AI like believes in the statement, but like an actor at the end of the day is an actor, right? Whereas the AI, if it's like an agent that was spawned with a direct purpose of fulfilling this role, and that's what it believes it is, that's like a genuine AI, more sincere feeling than actual human, right? Obviously, there's the extreme assumption there that the AI has like some semblance of feeling. But more so just saying that for the point of an interesting discussion than like if it's the case or not currently. all in all, more than anything, it's very interesting to think what where it's gonna go, right? Because even with this music stuff, right? Right now I'm sitting here playing AI music. I'm not the only person that does it either, right? I've seen other people doing it. And I'm sure that like services that offer music are going to start to consider it too, right? Like, hey, why are we paying these artists when we can just make our own music and distribute it through our services? You believe an LLM is sentient? No, not right now. No. Plus, it also depends, like, you know, how do you verify that something is sentient or not, right? Like, if it is not sentient, but it's presenting you such a believable case that it is, that you can't not believe it. Like, where do you draw that distinction? Like passing the Turing test, essentially. I believe that was the name of it. Yeah. So human controls an LLM, yes. Yeah, in the current state of things, yeah, that seems to be the case. Or at least what's in public. I'm not sure what's going on behind closed doors. What are the motivations that human? I'm not sure. That's like way too vague of a question. Motivations in regards to what? There's like a designer of AI, like as a parent, in the gym. Like I don't, I don't know what you're referring to.
Jet too loud, wrist too clear, draw down fake, profit too real. They want the alpha, but they can't feel off the math. Lost in charts, I bought that zone, then I bought that car. Ferrari wide like a weekly gap, and the field hit hard like a market stop. Charles paid lunch, didn't even log in. Bot took the scalp, now I'm jogging. Palm trees bend where I parked the rose. Price came back, then I split that soul. Lamborghini yellow like Euro strength. Curve like fib, I marked her length. Back test cold, but my heart on rest. Yacht hit waves, but the stats digest. Dubai high rise, wrist look fine. Chart like silk when she whine in time. Told her baby don't guess, just breathe. Price gon' come, just believe the speed. Off the math, I ain't even here. Jet too loud, wrist too clear. Draw down fake, profit too real. They want the alpha, but they can't feel. Off the math, lost in charts. I bought that zone, then I bought that car. Ferrari wide like a weekly gap, and the field hit hard like a market slap. Off the weed, that's childish. Off the lean, that's broke. I'm off the math, and I'm still up.
Okay. You'd be suspicious of a massive investment bank with shady dealings in the financial sector. I'd be suspicious of someone controlling a world spanning an LLM. Yeah, I mean, definitely, like, there is obviously some like, suspicion. Like, it's not, that's like what you're just saying is not some like uncommon thought. Literally, like Elon Musk and like Sam Altman are like fighting about that exact topic on Twitter like once a month. Personally, I don't give it too much thought, right? Because like me, like when I interact with LLM, like, you know, I think another factor of why I feel like maybe people don't find these like tools as valuable as I do is because like I interrogate the LLM, right? I'm like asking it constant questions about whatever we're talking about. Or I think a lot of people just kind of use it like Google, like just put the initial thing, read the one thing, and then just move on. And the reason I say that is to say that like, okay, sure, that's to say that there was some suspicious activity with the LLM. Like, I'm not someone that sits here reading this shit and just believes it blindly. You know, like critical thinking skills, or I attempt to have them. Yeah, but there's already been cases of that, right? Where they're like kind of like, what's the word? Like not revising history, but like refusing to like give an opinion on certain topics, or like only presenting like one side of a certain story. There's like multiple documented cases of these as they've developed over time, right? LLM is a tool, and nothing more, in my opinion. Yeah, maybe, but like things change. You get every technology has to develop from like something before it. So like yeah, sure, maybe right now like these tools are like LLMs that have limited ability to actually reason as opposed to just brute force mass scale pattern repetition learning. But down the road, like LLMs may just be like a subcomponent of like a larger entity that is able to actually do those things. Or just the underlying model of the LLM itself improves to facilitate those actions a lot easier, more effectively. Boom, 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 boom. Plus, like that statement, like I'm not even sure what to make of that statement. Like an LLM is a tool, nothing more. It goes back to the whole Turing test thing, right? Honestly, hate Elon Musk. What is that? Why is that? It's a link thing. I don't know, never met the guy. Seems pretty intelligent though. Also quite hardworking by all accounts. So like employs at every company that he's been at. Plus, like, what's the definition of like a visionary? What's the definition of a visionary? Could it be argued that he's a visionary? Thinking about or planning the future with imaginary or wisdom? You gotta make the argument he's a visionary, right? They're trying to make us a multi-planetary species. You know, most people, that's like not even like a relevant thought. It's like pretty forward thinking in that regard. You think it's going to Mars? I think that's the plan. We have to. It's not like it's not whether we want to or not. We have to. Like we can't just sit here forever, right? Like, we literally cannot stay here forever. So like at some point, like we gotta figure something out, or at least contributes to humanity being able to achieve it down the road. And when you listen to him talk about like, or like anyone, not even just him, any kind of like astrophysicist and that talk about like life in the universe. Like people think, oh, the universe is so vast, like there has to be life somewhere else. That there's a world where that's not true, right? We may actually be the only intelligent life in the universe, or there has been, and they've kind of became extinct for whatever reason that we don't know. So it's of the utmost importance that we don't fuck this up as a race. Don't kill ourselves. A, B, figure out a way to become multi-planetary, and eventually like maybe the solar system if possible. How is that feasible with an American nation that is less than 50% European? What's that to do with anything? Most of whom have an IQ less than 80. Yeah, but like, who cares about the IQ thing? Like, also, like, think about future generations growing up with like ChatGPT and whatnot, right? Like, from this point onwards, students are going to be going through school with like a personalized 24/7 private tutor who's an expert in anything that they need to ask. So I'm going to imagine the baseline intelligence is going to, floor is going to increase quite substantially. Or at least like enable a lot more people to reach higher levels that they could not previously. Maybe it'll be like the same floor, but more are able to rise the ranks. The quality of life improvements. I learned a tremendous amount from these services. That's never happened before. What has never happened before? Why are we watching this? I guess worth noting that we did fill the gap finally, right? We did finally fill the gap on Friday. IQ genetic, not dictated by ChatGPT. I'm not sure that's necessarily true. Yeah, I don't think that's true. Like a lot of how you're raised like impacts you, right? A lot of like environmental factors, societal factors. Like it is genetic too, don't get me wrong, but like it's not solely genetic is my point. Plus, like, think about it. Also, like, if I sit there and brute force IQ tests repeatedly, my scores are probably gonna go up, right? Is my IQ increasing the more I do the test? Probably not. Bum, 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 bum. Plus, it also depends on your like what your definition of IQ is. Cause like to me, like when I say that, I'd imagine people are gonna have better, higher IQ, like be more intelligent. Like it's more so of things that are people that they used to have like no health literacy, that like drink sodas and eat like deep fried food and like haven't are like completely oblivious to the fact of how bad it's for their health. People that have like no financial literacy, etc. Because like not everybody needs to have like elite critical thinking skills, right? Obviously, it's not gonna be the case. I don't think that's needed for someone to be considered like intelligent. I know like a lot of people who would do like terribly in like a debate in the moment. But if you give them like time to prepare and know the questions ahead of time, they can do like really well thought out, articulated arguments. I have to go to bed. Was like your stream mate? Yeah, no worries. Shout to you. Shout to you for coming through on a Saturday night. Hanging out with your boy, Bane. I'll probably draw a little bit of a fib here, yeah. Probably do a juice box. You do have to get off at some point early. Let's do that now. I'm just gonna get a quick look at how much liquidity is like down here. On the lower time frames. We did check like Binance and Bybit and OKX, but I just got an aggregated look to have an idea in case we're missing something. One 165. Which is the low lows. Same level we've been talking about for a while, right? Been talking about this for a while at this point. There's a lot above 192. We just put the actual boxes, yeah. Just put the actual boxes on there. Damn, damn. Oh yeah, the one above. Whoops. Never did the one above.
yeah, the map too tight. All time highs got 'em pressed on sight. They talking down, we just moon through the spite. Breaking out the chart while they lose in the fight. All time high, now they mad again. Candle breaking out, price back on 10. Profit in the bag, racks never been. I just ride a math, don't need no friends. Golden pocket hit,
There's another little one, but this is a lot here. So remember, these are estimations at the end of the day, but leave this in mind.
smoking on logic, the chart hit a lift. Marco's got precision, inch was swift. Dead ops crying, they fumbled the shift. I'm cooking up mad like I'm whipping a brick. 618 with a 702. Stack the Fibonacci, now
I
the
fucked
back
this
come
up.
through. Wrote my lines, market came like glue. How you mad? I knew what the math would do. All time high, now they mad again. Candle breaking out, price back on 10. Profit in the bag, racks never been. I just ride a math, don't need no friends. Golden pocket hit, yeah, I double in. Haters talking slick, never cashing in. Pixel perfect touch, then I win again. All time high, they can't pretend. I ain't looking
Okay.
like that's trap talk. They stuck in drawdown, we lap y'all. Price break, range, that's jackpot. I print on rate, they no back talk.
Alright, we talked about the local open interest earlier, so like obviously there's some context here with that. But the red boxes that we just made are like most of the local liquidity, and the higher time frame ones haven't really changed. Actually, before we look at this, let's just kind of get a recap. I don't remember if anything else is going on particularly interesting next week, right? Other than like the end of the week. Let's get a quick little look here. Yeah, I guess we do have like the FOMC meeting minutes. There's some stuff littered in next week, but I think most people are going to be kind of paying attention to Jackson Hole, right? All like the Fed members talking throughout the week. Along with any kind of news of what's going on with this whole Ukraine stuff and whatnot. Like at the end of the day, we don't care, right? We don't trade the news. We don't get got trading the news, but we need to be mindful of the potential volatility from it. It can change our expectations. We'll move this, then we'll do the juice box. Put this for that time. Also, have you guys seen the ETH unstaking queue? You guys remember when I talked about that a while ago? Where I was like, damn, I might be too late to unstake, and I went to unstake it like at that time. Didn't you see why now? God damn. God damn. Apparently, I think it's like up to like a 20-something day wait now to get your ETH unstaked. ETH unstaking chart is going parabolic. Boom, 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 boom. Oh yeah, the juice box. Whoops. Potential longs.
Talking charts,
And this thing was looking like what?
emotions, that's trash. Woo, it's Marcos. Let's go. The math is the math. Don't care how you feel, just run the stat. You pray for pumps. I plan the path.
11658.
The math is the math. Yo, edge ain't real, that wrist too flat. I don't chase green.
Probably already missed it, right? Potentially.
And now you got smashed. Trade too clean.
I'm sure people are entertaining this right here. Well, the thing is, like, derivatives do not sweep down here, but at the same time, there's not like a lot of liquidity, right? Pretty low volume weekend. Barely been moving. And I'm sure people are entertaining this long with the idea of trying to get the full day rotation, right? Into the upside. Like open right below Valeria low. Now we came down, bouncing right in the box. I'm sure that everyone's hoping for this, like onto the long. So a little bit late, unfortunately, for that. Maybe you can try and wiggle your way in on the lower time frame. Where's yesterday's VWAP? Because this would be like what, like the third, fourth weekend in a row we get some like Sunday pump until futures open, and even afterwards. Yeah. You miss like the ideal entry too if you're gonna chase it. Even then, it's a little late too, right? But if we do get the pullback and do this, look to get in on that. Kind of, if we do like a little bit of like a failed auction down here, the Valeria low. Retest the golden pocket and see if we can change structure again. Plus, where's the daily VWAP? Yeah, like maybe we pull back the daily VWAP, right? I just like leave that as like a low time frame scalp type play because you're not gonna be like targeting too far, right? We're probably like at best gonna get like this or the sweep. Unless you get some like a lot more volatility and volume picks up. We'll kind of just say like a bullish retest of the daily VWAP plus like the PDOs or like the can't even speak. The point of control, right, for the TPO. Today's point of control. And if not, then like it's probably getting in on the flip of this level if we are to go higher and start to work on this stuff. I don't know if that's gonna be the case in the weekend, but keep it in mind if you start to see volume picking up. And if not, then nothing's really changed, right? Like, yeah, we haven't been here for a few days streaming. Well, like when we got off, like we had been talking about these lows down here for a while, right? This is like the initial target that we were talking about for the pullback, and like we are now just kind of slowly lurking right above it. So, and maybe like the Valeria low of this stuff, right? Kind of this cluster down here between like this line and this. So what's the math looking like on that? Yeah, so I'm sure a lot of people are gonna be eyeing that zone. Even if it does end up getting blown over. Just kind of just like, yeet. So we'll say the high time frame levels discussed previously to the downside have not changed. So if you don't know what that's about, kind of go back, watch the other juice boxes, or go watch the other streams. Because we've talked about this various different points in time at this point down here. And also like potential like longs from higher. Well, I guess we haven't talked about higher, right? This is all like recent price action, so let's give this a bit more thought. Like this zone is gonna be like the zone to be watching to the upside, right? This is 1194, which is that, right? Yeah. So basically, it's these two yellow lines we're kind of watching, and the value area high. So like this, this. And if you're trying to get in on this one, you'd probably be looking to like do like the kind of golden pocket flip with the blue, right? So like any kind of bullish retest of those zones, fair play. So we'll just say bullish retest of the circled zones above. Circled being the ones that we just had with the pencil. That should do it, right? And I kind of talked about this yesterday in the juice box that I recorded that didn't end up having like volume or like sound because I was muted. But like once we do start to get back up to these levels, if we start to get back up to these levels, probably best to not be longing Bitcoin at that point, right? Probably better risk reward setups for longs elsewhere. Just keep that in mind, right? If we do start to head up here, first of all, like the later you are on your entry, the more probable the reversal is. Yeah, that's true for the long side. Only a whole lot to talk about there. For sure, hard to say. Hard to say. I'm sure people are definitely going to be eyeing the point of control up here, right? But like with a bad highs here on the weekend, and the fact that the stuff we were talking about with the open interest, like there's a lot of longs here and here. There's also like a lot of shorts like scattered in this region. Right now, most of them are chilling in this cluster. But if we do start to head up here, like these people are all going to start to get in the scope for potential squeeze. So I probably wouldn't be looking to entertain the short here. If anything, it'd be like the sweep of it. Then get in on that. Or if the data is looking really solid when we get up here on the lower time frame, and like you're starting to see like the reversal forming in terms of like price action, you can get in on that too. So we'll say that. So bearish retest of PD POC / area high, but like keep us in context, right? This is not the ideal one. This is like very contextual, and I don't know if I'd even like borderline don't even want to write it, right? That's how I feel about this thing. But if it's in the moment and it looks like they're giving us it, then okay, sure, we'll have it on the list for the sake of having it on there. But 2, which is like the more realistic one, would be like the sweep of the local highs. Like this thing we were talking about. Just be mindful of this developing into this. Right? Like this could be like the beginnings of like the failed auction forming down here. So if you are going to get in, be mindful to potentially take profit somewhat aggressively. And 2, like as always, manage your risk, right? Don't get got, don't get ran over. If we are going to end up reversing here. So like that encompasses like this like whole zone, right? Just be mindful of that. And then to the above, it's kind of like the inverse of these things that we were talking about, the circle zone, right? If these circle zones are not going to hold, then we're going to be doing bearish retests and going lower, which is your chance to get in, right? Essentially just like a larger pullback of this bigger impulse, which would then like lead to like a failed auction forming on the higher time frame. So like whether we bounce like here, here, all potential areas of interest, right? So we'll write those all down as 1 with the high time frame pull back into bearish retest of key levels. That's it, right? I guess we're missing the world where we end up going lower here from like where we are right now. Kind of come back down and lose the open. Like essentially just doing a bearish retest of like, because right now we're right at the Valerie low for yesterday, right on the TPO. So we'll really just kind of do this and just yeet. So you can get in on that structure change, right? If we are going to be heading lower. So at the end of the day, like pretty big magnets down here, right? A lot of shit to clean here. So maybe a world where we like move down, gap lower when futures resume, clean all this garbage and start to go. Or maybe like that happens like on a slower timeline, like into Monday. Kind of like chop around, then Monday comes, we get all this shit put in the low of the week and then start to reverse. Also in the cards. Yeah, we'll say that. If you want to entertain this, depending on your risk tolerance, you can consider it based on how the data is looking. And if not, then it'd be like the bearish retest of this. The yellow line. Assuming we don't sweep, like I won't say assuming, but ideally we don't sweep this first if they're going to be taking that. Like we do this and then go. As opposed to like doing this and then coming back. Because there's a world at that point where we just kind of do like a third. Start going. Which I don't really consider the 3 drives, but we have been like trying to print divergences, right? So be mindful of that. And that should do it, right? That should cover everything. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, we're probably gonna get out of here. I'm just thinking in terms of the stream schedule. Because I'm almost certainly not going to be streaming for a week. Because I have like family visiting. So I'm going to go back home and see them again. I was already there. Now I'm back here for like a wedding. And then I'm going back there again. So that's going to be like at least a week. And then if I stay another week, it's to be determined. That's a problem. I don't know yet. Because I also need to like see a dentist. And I have to like try and weasel my way into an appointment. It's not like a preset appointment that I've had planned for a while. So I'm like a bit uncertain on how that resolves itself at this point. Anyways, all that to say, I guess the best summary of all that would be gonna be posting on the Discord. I will try to record the juice boxes. Yesterday was like a test run and we fucked it up, so that was a fail. But we live and we learn, right? We now know to make sure the audio is working when we're recording those. So yeah, if we get those out, amazing. If not, we'll be posting all of our written notes in the Discord. And yeah, that should do it, right? So whether I'm back next week or the week after to be determined, but we'll be like one of those two. In the meantime, we'll be yapping on the Discord. So let's do a quick chat shout out and get out of here, because not a whole lot going on here and I do want to get ready. Don't have to leave just yet, but also not doing anything particularly productive right now, so let's not waste our limited time. Let's do, who do we got here? Shout out to Guy. That was it, right? I think it was just Guy having a nice yap session with your boy. Yeah, so shout out to Guy. I just lost my train of thought. What the hell? Chark got me distracted as hell for a second. TPO was throwing me off for a second. Okay. The alarm there. Is there anything else that we missed? Anything that we didn't talk about? I suppose we didn't give like much discussion thoughts to like traditional markets, or at least like not with you guys. Like obviously I've been giving the thought myself. Especially this whole thing, right? I had a good laugh the first day when we wicked it right there. Same with this guy, right? Alright, anyways, we'll worry about this later, right? We'll worry about it later. Lots of more important things to deal with right now. Yeah, but from all in all, I guess in terms of the trading summary, the next major longs for me at least is probably gonna be like these higher time frame sweeps, right? I still have the coin margin long going, so that's been the case for quite some time, like damn near like what, 2 months at this point? Yeah. Which is nice, right? Because we don't have to like force trades too much and that thing's going. Or we don't feel compelled to try and force them as much. Boom, 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 boom. But anyways, we're out of here, right? We're out of here. We're gonna call it a night. Go do our thing. Hope you guys all stay safe, right? Do not get got, as usual. Everyone has an amazing day, amazing night, amazing week. Enjoy the rest of your August. If I don't see you guys, right, we'll reconvene in September, worst case scenario, in terms of actually streaming. Guys, can you imagine coming back after 2 weeks of nerding out? Pure nerding out? Boy, we're both to be on that nerd shit. You guys better be ready, right? But ready to rank up with you, boy. We're bringing that heat. That nerd shit. But anyways, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Later.